If you're a skinny guy looking to improve your style, you'll want to avoid the 5 items in today's video. Awful. Terrible. What on earth is he wearing? That will be what everyone is thinking if you're a skinny guy and you're wearing the items featured in today's video. Now, I'm not trying to limit your style options, but I think in the whole area of skinny guy style and fashion, there's some real misinformation being spread out there. Because as a skinny guy, I'm sure you'll agree, it's difficult to find stuff that fits and just looks good. The 5 items on this list are ones which I've seen recommended elsewhere for skinny guys that actually only contribute to making you look even thinner. And in this video, I'm not only going to point out the negatives to do these items, I'm also going to show you guys some alternatives that look much, much better. The first clothing item that looks terrible on skinny guys is 99% of Henleys. Now, especially in the online style community, Henley button-up shirts tend to be a very popular option. And I can absolutely see the appeal because the shape of Henley shirts, if you're a muscular guy, can make you look great. But the problem is, that's really the physique that they were designed for. The problem I find with a large portion of Henleys is that they are often long-sleeved and baggy throughout the sleeves, and the button area sits at a really low and awkward point on the chest. And if you're a guy with a really skinny chest, then this contributes to making it look even narrower. And around the neck area, because Henleys generally fall quite a bit below a collared shirt such as this, you can often see the ends of your collarbone. When you've got bones like this exposed, it can contribute to making you look a bit skinnier. Now, you've got 2 options here if you want to look good in a Henley. Number 1, as with the majority of the things on this list, go the gym loads. Or number 2, be much more picky about the types that you choose. But there's a couple of things that I would recommend if you want one to look good and you're a skinny guy. Rule number 1 is stick to short sleeves. So ideally anything finishing from the halfway point between your shoulder and elbow or upwards. This will help to avoid the bagginess that seems to plague a lot of these long-sleeved Henleys. And rule number 2 being, try and go for ones that are slightly tighter around the neck, often with a slightly thicker placket and collar. And the final tip here is I'd also recommend going for ones where the buttons don't fall any lower than a traditional polo top normally would. The second clothing item that looks terrible on skinny guys is quite similar in this regard, and that is low-cut V-neck t-shirts. Again, I have seen many people recommending this because it creates the V, the muscular, masculine V. And I'm sure this will look great if you have the body of the Mountain from Game of Thrones. But as a skinny guy, all this shows is, hey look, I'm so thin that all my collarbones are exposed. My tip with V-necks is to make sure that you go for one that is significantly higher up and quite tight around the neck. Or for both clothing items number 1 and 2 on today's video, I'd recommend an alternative. Maybe go for some form of collared shirt, polo shirt, something along those lines tends to look better on skinnier guys. The third clothing item that looks terrible on skinny guys is the big puffy coats. And I can see why these may be recommended because people go by the premise that if I puff my body out, it's going to make me look less thin, more muscular, physically bigger. But the only thing here is, lads, if you're doing that with your coat, then your legs are left sticking out the bottom like a pair of cocktail sticks. Because these leave your torso looking absolutely gigantic, your legs are left there looking both incredibly short and compressed and incredibly narrow. If you are looking for a coat that offers a slight amount of padding that isn't going to make you look so out of proportion, I always recommend the simple bomber jackets. Look great on skinny guys, why choose anything else? The fourth item of clothing that looks terrible on skinny guys is actually a colour of clothing. And this is loads of dark coloured items all together in the same outfit. Before now, I have seen many people recommending black items to guys because it makes you look more muscular. Unfortunately, this bad advice has been crushed many times in the past, often by people within the fitness community. I'll link a really great example in the description below. You see loads of women, for instance, wearing black because it slims their physique. And this similarly applies to menswear. So if you're a guy looking to make yourself look bigger, why would you choose a colour that may visually, even if it's by illusion, make you look a bit narrower? As you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of a bit of colour. There is obviously the whole a guy dressed in black is sexy and all this. I often find it only really applies if you're a really muscular guy. And number 5, fifth clothing item that looks terrible on skinny guys is spray-on jeans. Now, I am certainly not a guy who is against jeans tapering to the leg. Recently, I did a video saying the reasons I hate baggy jeans. But unfortunately, other people share this opinion and take it maybe a step too far and end up wearing jeans that literally look like they've been sprayed on. The great advantage of clothing is that even when you have it, tapered to your skin, there is still slight areas of excess fabric that can cover up the imperfections in your body. But when you've got jeans that look so tight, they look like they've been sprayed on as a second skin, then it follows all the contours of your body, shows off all your imperfections like knobbly knees, the fact that you've got no leg muscles. For most skinny men out there, it just shows a bit too much. If you are a skinny guy and you're looking for a slightly better fit of jeans than these spray-ons, but you still want something that looks good, have a look at the pair that I've included. You'll see it floating in the cards. Somewhere in that video, you'll see me in the Topman Stretch Slim jeans. Those ones are still a relatively tight fit, but they are nothing compared to the spray-ons. But on a lighter note, I want to know from you guys in the comment section below, rather than 5 terrible items that look awful on skinny guys, I want to know some style items that are your personal favourites if you are a skinny guy out there. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave it a like, and also if you want to see some similar videos just like this to help you improve your style, make sure you subscribe to the channel and then turn on notifications so YouTube will tell you every single time I upload, and I'll see you guys on the next video.